Welcome to my second episode of Read and Learn with Masiha. Today we're gonna go through continue the things we grabbed yesterday. As you see, I'm just trying to keep every video as short as 10 minutes so you won't get bored. And yes, we're gonna get through it real soon. So yesterday we went through this and we read all about these, and now we're going through this one. Okay, I told you that I'm going to read this article in the second part, so I'm gonna get to it. So, how does the internet work? As a developer, it is important to have a solid understanding of what the internet is and how it works. It is the foundation upon which most modern software applications are built. So, in these three lines, we said that you must just know the basics of internet to know how they are built. Like, you know, you're not doing it, but you must know how it works. Like a chef, knowing chemical stuff happening between foods to understand how to control it and how to use it. Okay, let's get going. In order to build effective, secure, and scalable applications and services, you need to have a solid understanding of how the internet works and how to leverage its power and connectivity. As I said, you need to know how it works to use the power. In this article, we will cover the basics of internet, including what it is, how it works, some basic concepts, terminology, and some common protocols that are used to build applications and services on the internet. See, these are the things we're going through: introduction to the internet, how the internet works, an overview, basic concepts and terminology, the role of protocols in the internet, understanding IP addresses and domain names, introducing to HTTP and HTTPS, building applications with TCP/IP, securing internet communication with SSL/TLS, and the future emerging trends and technologies. And in the end, we're gonna make a conclusion out of all of the stuff we read. Here we go. We have a lot to cover, so let's get started. Introduction to the Internet. Before we learn what the Internet is, we need to understand what a network is. A network is a group of computers or other devices which are connected to each other. Say like your phone or your laptop and maybe a printer, they are connected through Wi-Fi or through your email or anything you think. They are connected. You cannot deny it. So, for example, you at your home might have a network of computers and devices, as I said. Your friend living next door might have a similar network of devices. Their neighbor might have a similar network of devices too. All these networks, when connected together, form the internet. For here, don't be mistaken, a network is not made from your computers and your neighbors. It's just explaining how the internet is made. Like, it's not your computer who is acting as a server. It is indeed maybe a router, but the network is not your computer. Now, the internet is a network of networks. See, it's just explaining that its internet is a series of we have a series of computers connected, and then we series this, and then we create the network. The Internet was developed in the late 1960s by the United States Department of Defense as a means of creating a decentralized communication of network that could withstand a nuclear attack. See, in 1960, they thought that if they bomb us somewhere, we don't want to get bombed. We don't want to put all of our eggs in one basket. So they thought of some way to just be able to um, just they didn't want to put their eggs in one basket. They wanted the eggs all over the United States, but they wanted to communicate through them. But in case of a nuclear attack, all the connections would have been lost. But if you have a network like a mesh or something, if some places um ruined, other places still can communicate. And if that one place is not responding, the other places will realize as if it's not responding, something's wrong with it, and they will be alert. So, over the years, it has evolved into a complex and sophisticated network that spans the globe. Today, the internet is an essential part of modern life, used by billions of people around the world to access information, communicate with friends and family, conduct businesses, and much more. As a developer, it is essential to have a solid understanding of how the internet works and the various technologies and protocols that underpin it. So here we go. How the internet works. An overview. At a high level, the Internet works by connecting devices and computer systems together using a set of standardized protocols. It can be wired, it can be by Wi-Fi, or I don't know, a wired internet, which is connected to the server, then the device. Anyways, they are connected and they have some protocols. The core of the internet is a global network of interconnected routers, which are responsible for directing traffic between different devices and systems. When you send data over the internet, it is broken up into small packets that are sent from your device to a router. The router examines the packet and forwards it to the next router. In the path towards its destination, this process continues until the packet reaches its final destination. To ensure that packets are sent and received correctly, the Internet uses a variety of protocols, including the Internet Protocol, which is IP, and the Transmission Control Protocol, TCP. IP is responsible for routing packets to their correct destination, while TCP ensures that packets are transmitted reliably and in the correct order. You might want to send 4 megabytes of data. I'm just saying example. I'm not saying that it divides each one by 1 megabyte. It's so much smaller than that. But let's assume it's 4 megabytes. And then it just divide them into 4 packs of 1 megabyte. And each of them are being routed in different routes. Like imagine 40 cars in a busy streets. When they use the navigation apps, like to control the traffic, they don't go all by one way. The application directs them into various ways, so it just avoids traffic, so that all of them can get to their destination in the fastest and quickest way. In addition to these core protocols, there are a wide range of other technologies and protocols that are used to enable communication and data exchange over the internet. So it's not just that TCP/IP, it's so many much more things, including the domain name system. Domain name system is DNS. The hypertext transfer protocol, HTTP, and the secure sockets layer or transport layer security, SSL or TLS protocol. As a developer, it is important to have a solid understanding of how these different technologies and protocols work together to enable communication and data exchange over the internet. Basic concepts and terminology. To understand the internet, it is important to be familiar with some basic concepts and terminology. Here are some key terms and concepts to be aware of. Packet. A small unit of data that is transmitted over the internet. Router or router, it depends if you're American or British. I'm just comfortable with router. A device that directs packets of data between different networks. As I just told you, it works like Waze or Google Maps. Not exactly like that, but to be familiar, they are similar. IP address, a unique identifier assigned to each device on a network, used to route data to the correct destination. See, they use your phone or your device's IP address so they can route your data correctly. Domain name, a human-readable name that is used to identify a website such as google.com. DNS, the domain name system is responsible for translating domain names into IP addresses. See, you have an IP address and a domain name, and they are in a monogamous relationship, I guess. And yes, DNS is the one interpreting in the middle so that they communicate well. HTTP. The hypertext transfer protocol is used to transfer data between a client, such as a web browser, see, as we are browsing the web, and a server such as a website. See, when you're shopping on Amazon, you're the client, and Amazon servers are just the browser and the server. HTTPS, an encrypted version of HTTP that is used to provide secure communication between a client and server. SSL TLS, the secure socket layer and transport layer. Security, the secure sockets layer and transport layer security. Protocols that are used to provide secure communication over the internet. Understanding these basic concepts and terms is essential for working with the internet and developing internet-based applications and services. See, I think that's enough for today, and go through that playlist for the next video to continue this roadmap. See you soon. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any issues with it, just comment below and I'll be replying.